Good day, everyone! Welcome to episode 4 of KamUSta Nars. In this episode, we will get to know more about Nurse RJ, his experience, and his inspiring story towards a successful life in the US. Our host for today is our Education and Client Relations Specialist, Emily, and RJ's previous advisor, Raisa. So ano pa bang hinihintay natin? Tara, let's follow his hashtag American Dream Story.
RJ, thank you so much for accommodating our interview for this session. So, this session is very important to us kasi isa ka sa mga napili namin na ma-interview, and at least you can give us or share with us your experience, and of course, give us some more tips para sa mga ating future nurses na magtatrabaho sa Amerika. All right.
Okay.
So, maraming salamat sa iyo. So, kailan ka pa dumating sa US? How long have you been in the US, RJ?
Well, I arrived here mga 2018 around by the end of March. So technically mga roughly mga 2 years and a half ongoing. So almost
Matagal na.
3 years na rin almost. Yeah.
I see. Wow, matagal-tagal ka na rin, ha? So, anong state ka pala, RJ?
Indiana.
Indiana.
State of Indiana, Valley City is Fort Wayne. Pag-arrive namin sa airport, immediately andun na yung tawag doon yung sumundo sa amin from Health Carousel. So that's Ashley. So andun na siya sa baba to para sunduin kami. Syempre wala naman kami alam sa city na, it's a new city for us, new state. We're not even familiar with the place. So yan, sinundun lang kami. Nag-introduce naman sila. So nag-dinner, nag-dinner kami, then yun, then pinrime na kami doon sa mga gagawin for the next day. Then hinatid nila kami sa hotel na pagsastayan namin.
I see.
So everything has been coordinated properly. So the next day, they already gave me a phone from Health Carousel for communication with unlimited internet, to communicate also with your IES and also with the other nurses that's here in the state. Then the next day, inayos na nila lahat, opened the bank account. They got us the social security number, which is the most important thing here. If once you arrive in the US, you should have a social security number in order to work technically and do stuff. So yan, everything yan i-coordinate naman ng Health Carousel. So actually lalo sila na gumagawa lahat, susundin mo na lang yung instructions nila.
I see. How long did it take you bago mo makuha yung social security number mo?
Actually sa akin medyo mabilis lang kasi ang in-advise nila sa akin, after ilang days, siguro mga after 2 to 3 days, bumalik ako dun sa Social Security office. Hiningi ko lang yung number ko kasi yung card, it will take time para dun sa card na ma-deliver sa'yo. So, nung kinuha ko na yung number, technically na-process ko na yung license ko kasi may Social Security number na ako. Although wala pa yung physical card. So after a few days, kunin nyo na yung number para ma-process nyo na yung license nyo and makapag-orient na kayo as soon as possible sa hospital. Then yung Social Security card, you can wait that after a few more days. So, yeah.
Yeah, so RJ, when you came in to the US, so we usually offer yung if you're going to get a car or you're going to borrow a car from a relative. So ano yung nangyari sa you when you go before you go to the US? Did you avail of of the car that being offered?
Oh yeah, I did avail it through IAS. Kasi from IAS, since syempre pagdating natin dito, wala tayong credit eh.
Mm-mm.
So technically hindi nila we can't buy a car on our own. Hindi
Mhm.
hindi tayo bebentahan ng any dealer unless i-cash out mo yung car on your own. So I would advise, yung pinaka-practical choice is to go for IAS. Kasi yun sa kanila, no down payment yun. So wala kang ilalabas na pera. Tapos pagdating mo sa US, while waiting for your car, for the brand new car, they'll offer they'll give you a rental car totally free of charge yun.
Mm. Wow.
Until ma-release nila yung brand new car mo. So technically may libre ka ng kotse. Pagdating mo sa US may kotse ka na. Day one yun. So yun yung ma-advise ko kung wala kayong relatives. Pero if you have relatives that will sponsor your car, why not? That's still a good option. Kasi of course that will be cheaper on your end. Kasi syempre may guarantor kayo. Pero for most of the nurses na syempre hindi mo lahat may relatives or not everyone could have a guarantor for a vehicle. So I would advise to get the IAS program.
I see. What about your license? How did you apply for your driver's license?
For the driver's license, of course you will first need to have your social security card. So hihintayin niyo yung social security card. Then pumunta lang ako sa BMV, sa Bureau of Motor Vehicles. So i-apply mo lang doon yung mag-apply ka lang for a driver's license and a driving test. Of course, magte-test ka muna ng exam. Once you pass the exam, like ano naman yung computerized exam, parang NCLEX na type. So parang multiple choice naman siya. So once you pass that one, magpa-practical test ka, yung driving test na yung actual driving. Bali ang magiging requirements nila dyan is of course kailangan mo ng resident address. So kailangan, syempre, of course you need an apartment kung saan ka magsistay and mga proof of residence nyo doon. Yun yung hihingin sa inyo. At least 2 valid proof of residency. So makahingi naman kayo doon sa doon sa apartment, doon sa leasing office ng apartment nyo. Humingi kayo ng doon sa contract nyo mismo, yung contract na apartment, that will be enough proof as proof of residency. So, yun.
So how did you look for your apartment, RJ?
Bali, actually online lang. Marami naman kayo makikita. I-google nyo lang. Marami kayo makikita online. So, i-compare nyo na lang. Maganda, puntahan nyo yung place, of course. Para ma-gauge nyo kung gusto nyo yung environment. Tsaka kung gusto nyo yung mismong apartment. Tsaka yung amenities niya. So, pero actually, nakakita ng apartment ko yung brother ko eh. So, kasi I have a brother in California, so syempre dumating ako, tinulungan din niya ako maghanap-hanap ng good apartment. So yun, nakita niya ito. This one's the closest actually dun sa hospital namin. So parang 5 minutes away lang ako. So very convenient for me. So actually hindi na ako umalis dito up to now since I arrived dito pa rin ako nagsistay. So yun lang, marami naman options for the apartment. So compare nyo lang yung prices, amenities, and all that. Yeah.
Pag kumuha ba ng apartment dyan, RJ, is there any down payment? Sa Philippines kasi, di ba, standard sa atin yan, if you rent a house, apartment, 1 month deposit, 2 months advance, something like that. Sa US ba ganun din?
May ganun din silang policy. Although, that would depend on the apartment. May mga apartment na humihingi lang sila ng mga 250 na security deposit. Yun na yun. Okay na sa kanila. Pero in some cases, humihingi sila, may hinihingi pa silang mga application fee. Tapos may security deposit pa silang hinihingi. So it will likely depend on the apartment eh. Iba-iba sila ng rules. So pero ganun nga, normally they will get a security deposit, may application fee rin kasi may background check pa sila eh. Check nila kung pero most likely applicable yun for yung mga matagal na dito kasi i-check nila kung may kaso sila sa mga ibang apartments, kung meron silang hindi binayaran na lease, so ganun. Pero in our case, represent lang natin actually sa kanila yung, of course, bago tayo dito, so syempre immigrant visa natin, yung green card, syempre wala pa yung pagdating mo, so technically yung immigrant visa lang yung ma-present natin.
Yes. So, sabi mo kanina yung house mo is just 5 minutes away from your work. Tama ba?
Yes.
Okay. So, generally, mahirap bang mag-commute dyan? For example, if a certain nurse did not opt for a car, madali bang mag-commute dyan? Or it's not really practical at all?
Okay. Well, that will depend on the city, no? Pero dito kasi sa Fort Wayne, medyo established na siya eh. So may Uber and Lyft. So may ganun silang option. So pwede yun. Kaso, syempre on the long run, mas mahal siya. Kasi every trip, you pay for every trip. So, advisable pa rin magka-car ka kasi, mas cheaper siya. Tapos makakapunta ka kahit saan. Yun lang, kailangan marunong ka mag-drive. Pero para sa hindi marunong mag-drive, pwede naman yun. Pwede sila mag-Uber or Lyft. So kung 5 minutes away lang, it will probably just cost $10 a trip. So, but like I said, that will depend on the city. So may mga city tayo, depende yung facility nyo kung nasan, may mga city tayo na hindi available ng Uber and Lyft. So no choice kayo kundi magka-car talaga. Kasi to be honest, I don't see any taxis here or cabs. So I'm not really sure if they're even using them. So yan, kung wala kayong car, make sure na merong Uber or Lyft yung city na titirahan nyo. Otherwise, think of another way. Probably you will need to learn how to drive. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And RJ, let's talk about naman your work. All right. So, how did you prepare for your first day of work?
Actually, back home in the Philippines, since alam kong mapupunta ako sa cardiovascular unit, kasi back in the Philippines, hindi naman ako sa cardiovascular, sa medical surgical lang ako. So, medyo general care lang. So ginawa ko before ako umalis, actually bumili ako ng basic cardiovascular nursing books na at least magbabasa ako para at least lang meron akong idea how cardiovascular nursing differs from med-surg. So yun yung ginawa kong preparation. Although pagdating ko naman doon, hindi ka naman nila, they would not expect that you know everything about cardiovascular nursing. Hindi nila expect yung ganun sa'yo. Kasi you will learn everything in the floor. Itatrain ka naman nila, so hindi ka naman nila ipa-pressure during training na hindi ka naman nila ipa-pressure kung ba't hindi mo pa alam yung mga ganitong bagay. They expect that. So, they expect na hindi nyo pa alam yung mga bagay na kasi, and knowing na we're from another country na, there's still difference how they do things here. So yun. So advice ko, i-read, mag-back reading kayo, i-enhance nyo rin yung knowledge nyo about dun sa area na mapupuntahan nyo, whether it's cardio, neuro, or oncology, or whichever area you'll be assigned to.
So what were the challenges that you encountered during your first few weeks?
Okay. Definitely. Challenging talaga yung una, no? Kasi lahat bago eh. All the equipment bago yan. Ibang hospital protocols nila dito compared sa Philippines. I mean, kung nagaling kayong JCI hospital, I mean, makaka-relate kasi lahat naman dito na hospital JCI na eh. Pero may pagkakaiba pa rin na I mean, for me, nung mga unang araw ko nga medyo na overwhelmed nga ako kasi ano eh, iba yung ginagawa. Iba yung protocol nila eh sa hospital. So, pati yung mga meds, hindi ko kilala yung mga meds. Kasi iba yung pangalan eh. Although, alam ko yung generic, pero they would normally use the brand name eh. Which is bago lahat sa pandinig ko. Sabi ko, ano yun? Sabi ko, ano yung mga gamot na yun? Tsaka especially sa cardiovascular, may iba silang protocol for the meds. So doon medyo nanibago ako. So, kailangan ko masanay doon sa mga meds na ginagamit nila dito. I mean, compared doon sa Philippines. So, pero dun sa mga workmates naman, actually wala ako naging problem sa mga coworkers. Actually lahat sila very accommodating. So I mean, pero dito sa Indiana mo, based on my experience, mababait naman yung mga coworkers. I mean, actually sa unit ko wala naman akong masyadong naging issues with regards to to my coworkers, to my co-nurses and staff. Yeah.
I see. So, what do you suggest, RJ? Kasi, syempre, ikaw nga, may experience ka na rin sa Pilipinas when you go to the US, di ba? So, do you think it is important for our candidates or for our nurses na to have experience somehow before going to the US?
Definitely, I would advise na may experience talaga kasi I mean, yun yung tutulong sa iyo sa mismong work mo eh. So, of course, you must have an idea what you're doing. I mean, of course, safety din ng pasyente yun eh. Kung hindi mo alam ginagawa mo, siyempre, isipin ng preceptor mo is you don't know what you're doing. So, having experience will give you the edge. Of course, kung may experience ka, may background ka na dun sa bedside nursing. And you already know what to expect. Pag ganito yung nangyari, alam mo yung gagawin. So pag nagka-emergency, you know what to do. What type of emergency to call or ano yung mga expect mong mangyayari. Kailangan ba magbigay ng oxygen? Kailangan bang mag-CPR or whatsoever. So, that would give you an edge totally. Kasi ako nung first day ko, nag-rapid response agad kami first day ko pa lang. So, ayun, sa experience ko naman, naka-experience naman ako ng mga code. So, medyo foresee ko na kung ano yung next na mangyayari. So, that would help. Your experience would help you to that. Alam mo, para mag-gauge mo na din kung yung next step or next na mangyayari sa patient pagka nangyari yung mga ganung emergency situations.
Yes. So sa health carousel kasi, di ba, we usually give you a series of exams, right, to prepare you for your transition sa US. So did it help you somehow nung nag-start ka pa lang sa hospital?
Yes. Yes, kasi health carousel, actually every year nila tayo binibigyan ng prophecy test. So yeah, makaka-help siya definitely kasi parang nare-refresh yung knowledge mo. Kasi yung sa kanila specific kung saang area ka. So yung sa akin, naka-base telemetry and pharmacology. So yung mga normally cases na ma-handle mo, yun din yung lalabas sa mga pinapatest nila. So magkaka-idea ka kung ano yung mga normal meds na ma-encounter mo and yung mga cases and conditions na mostly ma-encounter mo sa floor, yun yung lalabas sa exam. So it definitely helped me to be familiar with the cases and medications.
Yes. And how is it different from working in the US and in the Philippines?
There is some differences. Kasi, yung mostly napansin ko yung hospital protocol nila. Actually, mas fast-paced dito sa US compared sa Philippines. For example, nag-code blue. I mean, sa, I mean, sa, dito sa US, pag tawag mo ng code blue, as in, 3 minutes nandiyan na sila. Buong code team, kompleto na sila. Darating na agad respiratory therapist. Meron na agad IV team na darating. May mga ICU nurse na kaagad. Pati yung mga intensive doctors, andyan na kaagad sila lahat. Tapos once na-intubate na nila lahat, ang bilis, sila na kaagad magta-transfer. Sila na mismo yung magta-transfer. Hindi nga ako yung magta-transfer eh. Ako lang yung tatawag sa unit na ICU. Mag-endorse lang ako doon. Tapos na. Tapos sila na bahala. Sila na maglilipat. Dito sa hospital namin sa US, hindi nila gagawing issue yung wala silang pakialam. Kunwari, may mga na-miss ka during the code. Kunwari may mga hindi ka pang nabigay na meds. Hindi na nila, they will not take that against you kasi nga emergency eh. So kailangan mapunta siya sa ICU. So yun yung importante sa kanila. So yun yung napansin ko yung protocol yung hospital protocol nila, yun yung medyo iba yun yung nagkaiba sa atin.
So RJ, di ba you have mentioned that you're one of the ambassadors of Passport USA. So may we know ano yung kumbaga yung duties mo? So ano yung ginagawa nyo during as an ambassador, of course?
Okay, yeah. Actually hindi ko nga alam na may gagawin ako ambassador. So kasi parang in-invite lang nila kami sa meeting doon sa Cincinnati, sa Ohio, sa main office. Then suddenly, yun nga, inopen up sa amin yung itong ambassador program. So actually, yung mainly yung ambassador program is mainly to help our fellow Passport USA nurses for their concerns. Dun sa mga nagiging issues nila sa facility or kahit anong issues regarding sa entire profession nila here in the US. So we, once they state a concern, we will try to address it meron kaming team, yung Passport USA Ambassador team. So meron kaming connection from the front dun sa head office na ina-address namin yung concerns ng of every individual. So kung ano man yung concern nila, i-address namin sa proper department para of course para ma-resolve yung problem.
See. Okay, so RJ, since you have been in the US for quite a while, so almost 3 years ka na by 2021. So can you share with us your most remarkable adjustment that you need para maka-adapt ka sa US?
Well, for me, since cardiovascular nursing ako napunta, so mostly yung adjustment ko is dun sa mostly taking care of cardiovascular patients because like I said, hindi man ako sa cardiovascular unit nung sa Philippines. So I had to of course I had to adjust how they manage cardiovascular patients specifically. So kailangan akong i-familiarize myself sa mga ECG, sa mga tracings, ano ba yung mga delikadong ECG tracings. To tell you the truth, you don't have to know lahat ng tracings eh. Ang dami sobrang dami. As hindi mo na ma-identify immediately na yun. Kailangan lang alamin nyo yung mga delikadong tracings lang like VFib, yung ganyan, yung mga VTAC, yung kaya yung mga mabilis na rhythm, SVT or AFib RVR. So yun actually doon ka na siya natutunan yung mga tracings na yun kasi initially I have no idea how they manage those. So yun lang yung adjustment for me. Yun nga yung familiarization ng yung mga cardiovascular conditions, tsaka ano yung mga meds na binibigay nila for pag nangyari yon, or kung ano yung protocol nila. Sino bang kailangan namin inform, kung cardiologist ba or sa or yung uh, or yung or yung intensivist, kung kailangan na namin tawagin yung intensivist. So yun. So for me, that will be the main adjustment dito sa US, yung familiarization in your area. And of course yung how did they do things, and just familiarity also dun sa hospital protocols.
I see. What about financially? Financial. How did you prepare yourself financially prior to your deployment?
And actually actually financially wala nga ako masyadong naipon bago ako tumating dito. Actually nang hiram pa ako sa parents ko para just for my settlement. Pero you don't really need that much eh. Kasi although Health Carousel will also provide us yung housing allowance, so that would be enough for the housing. So pero of course kailangan mo rin ng extra money. Syempre kasi syempre iba-iba naman yung needs natin eh. So pero although malaking help yung sa Health Carousel kasi mostly naman malaking budget na kailangan mo is sa housing eh. So kasi it would cost like thousands of dollars eh. So usually 1,000 to 2,000, depending on sa cost of living pa ng area mo. So sa akin magkano ba dala ko? For me parang mga dala ko lang yata siguro mga $2,000 to $4,000 just for the initial ones. Kasi pagka nag-start ka naman na ng orientation mo, sasweldo ka naman na within that week eh. So weekly naman yung salary. So technically dapat di ka naman na-drain, di ka mauubusan kasi weekly naman pumapasok yung sweldo. So for that time, i-budget mo na yung budget mo na yung needs mo. Well, but it will still depend. How much, iba-iba naman tayo ng expenses and priorities. So yeah, yun yung advice ko. Pero like I said, you don't need that much. Hindi mo kailangan magdala ng sobrang daming pera. Pero so yun.
Yes.
So financially, that's how I prepared for it. So hindi nga ako prepared eh.
So, RJ, I hope you don't mind. How much does it cost yung apartments dyan sa area mo in Indiana?
Okay. So here in Indiana, it will still depend on the area. So dito kasi sa hospital namin, this is like the southwest area. Actually mahal yung area na to kung nasan ako sa southwest. Actually yung mga cheaper areas is dun sa downtown area or sa northeast. So pero dito sa area ko, normally ang mga one-bedroom apartment would cost you around $600 to $700. Then
That's a month.
two-bedroom, that's a month. So and two-bedroom apartments would cost you roughly from 800 to 1,000. But that will still depend on sa apartment kasi iba-iba naman sila ng presyo. Depende kung gaano ka bago yung apartment. So mas bago, mas mahal.
Yes.
So yun, andun yung range niya. Pero affordable naman siya based on the prevailing wage. So huwag kayong matakot na baka kulangan yung pera nyo. Kasi it's more than enough. It's more than enough.
Yes.
Yung salary na makakuha niyo more than enough yan doon sa apartment. So actually dito sa Indiana, hindi siya ganun kamahal. So yeah, sustainable naman yung sa salary na makukuha na ibibigay sa inyo. hindi wini-worry ko nung una kasi baka hindi magkasya. Kasi tinignan
Mm.
ko rin kung magkano eh. So, pero ano, sa una lang, akala nyo lang yun, pagka nandito na kayo, may makita nyo rin na ano, kaya na mai-budget. And
Mm.
iba nga may mga families pa eh, na may mga 3 anak pa silang kasama. So, minsan isa nga lang nagwo-work sa kanila. So, nasusustain naman nila yung family. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for that. And RJ, before we end this interview, ano ba yung tips na pwede mong maibigay sa ating mga candidates who are aspiring to achieve also their American dream?
Bale, I mean, yung ano lang, wag lang silang maiinip kasi alam ko ngayon medyo mabagal yung movement kasi nagkaroon tayo ng COVID. So, alam ko matagal yung sa embassy ngayon compared like before. I mean, nung time ko kasi medyo mabilis yung transition. Kaya nga mabilis yung pag-alis ng nurses. Pero
Mhm.
ngayon ano lang, actually okay nga ngayon kasi current ngayon yung priority date, so technically mas mabilis for you guys. I mean ako, I had to wait like 3 to 4 years before I actually got here. So yun lang, have patience lang kasi andyan na kayo sa stage niya yan. So definitely ang next thing to happen is for you guys to go here. So yan, pag nandito naman na kayo, magiging okay na lahat kasi I mean, wala tayong gantong offer like sa other countries. I mean, dito, immigrant ka na kaagad. Unlike sa other countries, you have to go for a working visa, you have to study. So, I mean, I'm grateful na meron tayong ganitong program na pagdating dito is green card holders kaagad. Actually, in 2 years, makakabili ka ng house. May mga kasama ako bumili na ng house. So, um, it's a great opportunity kasi, I mean, kapag settle kayo kaagad, I mean, especially if you have families. So yun lang, be patient. I mean, ano pa rin, be determined to achieve your goals. I mean, kung ito talaga yung goal na gusto nyong ma-reach, I mean, ituloy niyo lang. I mean, don't give up kung nasa bedside kayo ngayon, alam ko mahirap mag-bedside dyan sa Philippines. I mean, tiisin niyo lang kasi, ako din, pinagdaanan ko rin yun na ayoko nang mag-bedside. Kasi nga, ang hirap. Pero masusuklian naman yung pag nakarating kayo dito, totally, mag-iiba na yun. So, yan, just don't give up on your goals. And I mean masusuklian naman yung lahat ng hard work. So, yun lang.
Yan, napakagandang advice. And RJ, one last na lang. Can you describe your journey to the US in one word?
One word lang.
Yes.
I would say challenging.
Mhm.
Yes, one
Why?
word. Actually, challenging siya. And I mean, not in a bad way, but
Mhm.
I mean in a good way because of course it's it's a it's a different place. So
Mhm.
now you don't know anyone or you don't know how the works. So and especially challenging siya in all aspects, sa work, sa way of living, I mean emotionally as well kasi especially for others na walang kakilala, walang friends
Mhm.
pagdating dito. So I mean everything is a challenge. So but you will learn from everything from it. So matutunan niyo na lahat actually pagdating niyo dito. So enjoy. Although yun nga, challenging siya. Enjoyable din mo kasi. Makikita nyo na nagpo-progress yung lifestyle mo na actually Actually, mabibili nyo lahat ng gusto nyo kung gugustuhin nyo. And of course, if you have families in the Philippines, I mean, you can provide for them. So it is challenging and at the same time fulfilling kasi yung hindi nyo nagagawa before, I mean, magagawa nyo na ngayon. So, baga, kung di nyo natutulungan yung family nyo before, I mean, this time you could provide for them. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that, RJ. And Raisa, do you have any message?
Regards na lang din to the other nurses dyan sa Lutheran ba tayo, RJ?
Yeah, Lutheran ako.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, RJ, once again, maraming salamat for accommodating us tonight.
Once again, we are honored and delighted to connect with our accomplished nurses. Thank you, RJ, for sharing your inspiring journey and valuable tips during your transition in the United States. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and please do tune in to our next episode of KamUSta Nars. Bye!